So the question before us is, what constitutes success for Colorado, or what constitutes a failure for Colorado? And I think this is an interesting question because the public's perception of Colorado has not necessarily been its, reality on the football field. Last year, this is a program that finished 4-8 after getting off to a 3-1 start, but only got his butt actually handed to it a couple of times, right? And we know which games those were, and we know which games they weren't in. Against bad defenses, Shedeur Sanders in Colorado looked really good. Against okay defenses, they looked fine. Against good defenses, they got absolutely stymied and shut down. However, I would be remiss if I did not point out to you that the reason that we talk about Shedeur Sanders the way that we do is because despite having an offensive line that was a lot like having paper towels in front of him for protection, he still passed for 3,200 yards with 27 TDs. And that offensive line gave up a worst among Power 5, 56 sacks, including 52 of him, and got the boys' back broke. I wouldn't need to be the head coach to be mad about that. But to be the daddy and the head coach of the quarterback and my kid getting absolutely waylaid like that, no, sir, no how. No. Some got to change. Somebody going to get fired. Somebody going to get hired. And everybody going to be made to understand you will protect the quarterback. He is our most important player, maybe our second best player, but our most important player, and we ain't going to win no games if he ain't standing upright. But one of the things that I learned about Shedeur Sanders at Jackson State and is absolutely transferred to his time in Colorado is that boy don't hold on to the football. He gets rid of the football. He gets to the open man. He's able to read coverages and diagnose them quickly, get the ball out of his hands. So it's not as if you got to block for a long time, but you do got to give the boy 2 claps. Give him 2 claps, let him get the ball out. If he does, likely he's going to get the ball out to guys like Travis Hunter. Travis Hunter, who played 116 snaps on average last year. And as I am fond of telling people, when you were watching Baylor's offense go up-tempo or watch Josh Heupel's Tennessee offense go up-tempo, they're trying to get 80, 90 plays off, right? They get to 100, that's a really good day for the offense. This man played 116 snaps on offense and over 1,100 snaps during the season and missed game, right? He's also got to add 57 catches for 721 yards. He's Paul Hornung Award winner, which makes him the best all-purpose player in the sport. And he's a Heisman hopeful. He goes both ways, has a big game. They have a big season. We're going to be talking about Travis Hunter up for the best player in the country and not just the best all-purpose player in the country. And there's reason to believe that this could go better because Pat Shermer's going to be calling the plays. And while some people want to tell me that Sean Lewis was the problem, Sean Lewis's offense was throwing the ball all around the yard and they didn't run the ball very well. That balance is probably going to come back with Pat Shermer calling the plays because you can't rush for 827 yards as a team and expect to be good. That's what they did last year. Pat Shermer is probably going to try to lean on the offensive line to run the ball a little bit more. And when you got an Ohio State transfer like Dallin Hayden back there, maybe you feel a little bit more comfortable handing him the rock. However, that's one side of the ball. The other side of the ball is where they were actually really, really bad at Colorado. 453 yards they gave up on average. 35 points a game they gave up on average. That's up there with like USC and Alex Grinch getting fired numbers. You know what I'm saying? That ain't going to cut it, right? It didn't cut it. So you go and you get Robert Livingston and you install a 4-2-5 and you expect to be better because this man's NFL background, Pat Shermer's NFL background. Everybody wants to tell me about the NFL background, but we playing college football. Everybody want to talk about what the NFL is doing, but we playing college football. Everybody want to talk to me about what the NFL has been doing. All I see is Andy Reid going to take plays from college football teams and high school football, winning Super Bowls with them. So I don't want to hear none of that. What I want to hear is, can you coach ball and can your players perform? Because if they're not performing, we ain't got nothing to talk about here. I understand that there are some folks that think that the roster has been upgraded because they got some dudes with 4-star in their names coming from some name brand places, right? I know you got BJ Green coming in there. I know you got Quincy Wiggins coming in there. I know you got Sam Okunlola coming in there. Guys that were 4-star recruits coming from places like Arizona State, LSU, what have you, right? Pitt. Anybody that got to transfer away who ain't no name brand, I'm gonna think of as suspect. I just do, right? And that's no shade to anybody at Colorado. I think DJ Uiagalelei is at a third school in 3 years, and that dude came out behind Bryce Young as the second best player at quarterback in the sport. And many people, myself included, thought he was more talented than Bryce Young. And you know what's turned out to be? Bryce Young won the Heisman Trophy. Bryce Young got drafted in the first round. Bryce Young is in the NFL. You know what DJ Uiagalelei doing? Playing college football without no championships. Okay? I ain't just doing this to Colorado. I do this to everybody. I'm also taking a look at this going, all right, when does the public get tired of Prime and Colorado not winning football games? Maybe never is the answer to that question, because there is quite a few people that have put money on Colorado winning the Big 12 championship. I am not one of them. Given that you probably watch this show, you are probably not one of them either, because you are a very smart college football fan and you watched the sport last year. And there's nothing that I could tell you that you don't know about Colorado that ain't happened already, right? However, we're going to find out a bunch about them when they play North Dakota State. I wouldn't have put that one on the schedule, but they put that one on the schedule. And then they got Colorado State and they got Nebraska, and both of them got grudges against them, because you got Colorado State with Jay Norvell, who keeps stepping on his own, but you get my point there. There's rivalry there. And then you got Nebraska, where you had the infamous Shedeur holding up the watch there, talk about, at the center of their field, and you got Matt Rule going, I've never disrespected a field or a player. I think it's also a Colorado-Nebraska is a rivalry game, even though they ain't got no name for that rivalry game, and it only became a rivalry game that we cared about when Coach Prime decided to coach Colorado. Otherwise, we wouldn't have given a damn. That's the thing that Colorado has gotten out of Deion Sanders. Absolute success in everything but winning on the football field. More people want to go to school at Colorado. Tuition gets to go up because people want to go to school at Colorado. The tourism board is happy with what the people are saying about Colorado, and you got stars that want to be on the sideline at Colorado football games. And again, they weren't any good. Imagine what happens if they are. So win total here is 5.5. That's where the Vegas is putting the number, which means for me that a successful season would need to be over 5.5 wins, right? Which means you got to be bowl eligible. You got to get to 6 wins. Can you get to 6 wins with this schedule? Sure. Absolutely, you can. Will you? We'll see. Because if it comes down to Shedeur Sanders, Travis Hunter, and the Pips, you're going to have you a problem, okay? You're not going to be winning too many football games later in the season if we're talking about Superman and the Justice League. We got to get Superman. We got to get Aquaman. We got to get Batman. We got to get the Flash. We got to get everybody going at Lex Luthor with the same energy. Otherwise, it's going to look a lot like the Eternals out here, which is just garbage, which is just bad. You ever try to one-man a raid? You ever try to go to the vault of the glass by yourself? Let me tell you what's not going to happen. You're not going to win, okay? You're not that guy, buddy. You're not that guy. You're not that guy. I realize there's somebody in the comments out here be like, man, I solo dungeons all the time. Yeah, all right, sure. Show me the tape, dog. Show me the tape of your warlock going into Warlord Ruin, absolutely coming out there on massive difficulty. Show me that. Show me that tape. Show me your prismatic hunter going into Inspire the Watcher, going to get the hierarchy of needs, huh? Show me that you can go in there with just 2 other people. Go in there with a 3-man group. Into the Vault of Glass, come out with a Vex Mist class. Some of that is RNGesus, but you get my point there. You're going to need help. You need the squad if you're trying to get this done. And you know what? When we hit the dungeons as a threesome, we're trying to get up out of there in under an hour, dog. We're not trying to be here all day. We're trying to be efficient with our time. And I'm thinking that's what Colorado want to do. You ain't trying to scrape for no 6 wins. You're trying to get to 6. You're trying to get to bowl eligibility by the second week of October, if we're being honest about this. Is Colorado going to do that? We will see. We will see. But I'm going to tell you this right now. You don't get to 6 wins. Ain't going to be no, hey, he won 400% more games last year than they did the previous year. No, that's still 4. 4 ain't cutting it in college football. College football, we get measured by double-digit wins. Not just making a bowl game, but which bowl game you play in, folks. Which one you from? Where your grandmama stay? We in a 12-team playoff period, baby. Why ain't you in there? I'm saying, after this year, if it don't look like it looked at Jackson State, you will have every right and every reason to be asking questions. But we're going to wait and see. We're going to see. We're going to find out.